let's tour the brothel. Delora. Hey, those are Modrons. No idea what those are. This dark-haired, pale-skinned woman has a cultured, refined look about her. As she turns to you, you note that her eyes, which you had previously thought to be gray, are the color of brushed steel. Greetings. The woman's voice is soft, calm, and without inflection. It has a certain far away quality, as if somehow not attached to her. Greetings, I am called Delora. May I serve you somehow? In what ways can you serve me? She blinks her eyes, then touches her hand to her heart, bowing her head slightly. I am able to debate any scholarly or academic matter quite proficiently, if that is your wish. I am also well versed in various games of strategy, should you wish to play something, though I have the materials for a few such games here. Debate, you say? That is correct. I am neither a tome nor a tutor. I have no desire to educate my patrons. Should you have a matter to discuss, however, the 15 factions and their effect on Sigillian politics, the most effective battle stratagems for Warren and Asheron, the meaning of existence itself, I would be most pleased to choose a counterpoint and engage you in debate. Let's choose one to see if we could best her. You choose a topic and begin. The debate lasts a long time as the two of you exchange points and counterpoints, each attempting to methodically undermine the other's position. As you speak, a strange feeling begins to come over you. A memory. Ooh, allow it. Memories of a great hall begin to form in your mind. A vast place full of well-dressed elites. A formal ball was taking place. Before you was a small, impeccably dressed fellow who wore a golden medallion. It was emblazoned with a symbol you dimly recall as the sign of one. The two of you stood in a circle of onlookers who gathered to listen to your debate. Continue the memory. But that's impossible, the man was saying, looking perplexed. Oh, but it is, you recall yourself replying. I've made several inarguable points and given you a number of examples. You simply don't exist. But you can't. Were I to accept that, I'd continue the memory. Yes, you'd cease to exist. And without a flash of light or a puff of smoke, with no fanfare of any sort, the man was simply gone. The onlookers oohed and awed. Some clapped. You remember giving a flourishing bow and walking away, a small, satisfied smile upon your lips. You suddenly realized Delora is watching you closely. Are you feeling well? We might finish our discussion at another time, should you like. No, let's continue the debate. As hard-pressed as you are to beat Delora's infallible sense of logic, you eventually win out. She merely nods in approval. You are a most skilled debater. There is no denying. I do feel, though, I had time to perform some research. You might not... That I had time to perform some research, you might not have bested me. Thanks. If you would like, we can debate once more upon the same topic. I could argue your position this time, should you desire it. Wait, are you always so ruthless in a debate? She nods. Mistress Grace instructed me to show no mercy, for another of her students always allows a patron to win after a lengthy debate. It was Mistress Grace's desire that I provide a different sort of experience for the clientele. Could we play a game now? Of course. Is there anything in particular you wish to play? No, I don't remember any games. Here then, allow me to show you one. Delora brings out a thin, lacquered box, which unfolds into a small board marked with a grid. The contents of the box prove to be a number of polished stone chips, half of them black, half of them white. The game goes by many names. Shall I explain the rules to you? Yes, please. She explains to you the rules of the game, how the chips are moved, how one bests one's opponent. It seems somehow faintly familiar to you. The rules are simple, yes, but a great deal of complexity lies within the game itself. It takes a great deal of time to master. Shall we play? Sure. As you play, you come to realize that you've done so before. You recall various ploys and strategies that have won you previous games and employ every trick you know how to beat her. Suddenly, a strange feeling comes over you, a memory trying to surface. Wow, we are getting some memories out of this. And a lot of experience. Memories of a smoke field of battle begin to fill your mind. Atop a great hill overlooking the fighting, you sat, mounted upon a massive four-legged beast. The braying of horns carried your orders to the troops below. Even as you watched, your forces divided, fleeing left and right as the foreign army fought its way up the hill to slay the enemy lord, you. The fools, you had thought, lips curling into a wicked smile. My knights shall charge down the hillside and stop their advance in an instant. And at that very moment, my retreating footmen will fall in to crush their flanks. Another victory is soon to be mine. You suddenly realize Delora is watching you intently. Are you feeling well? We might take up the game another day if you wish. No, let's continue. She plays excellently, counteracting all but your most crafty moves, but eventually your feints and calculating maneuvers win over her well-crafted strategies. She nods approvingly as she begins to put the game away. You are a fine player, perhaps a master. I commend you for your skill. My thanks. I had some questions. She casts her eyes to the floor with a sound that might be a sad sigh. I am willing to serve you as a patron, but have no wish to answer other questions at this time. My apologies. But I fear you shall simply have to bear with that for the time being. Is there anything I can help you with?
Updated my journal.
Ooh. She looks up from the floor and into your eyes. Once more you're struck by the pale smoothness of skin. The cold depths of her silvery eyes. No, I fear not. My troubles are a matter of the heart. In time, I think all things shall be resolved. Are you certain there's nothing I could do? Certain? She pauses as if thinking. No, I am not. My first love, Merriman, possesses still the keys to my heart. So long as he has them, I shan't be free to love another. This is the cause of my melancholy. Why don't you... Oh, then I'll find this Merriman and speak to him on your behalf. We could ask, why don't you seek him out and speak with them? I may not leave this place. The reasons why are deeply personal, and not to be shared with strangers. Even ones might bestow a kindness upon me, but suffice to say I cannot seek out Merriman myself. All right, then I'll find him.
Updated my journal.
She nods, the slightest hint of a smile appearing on her lips. She bows her head. Were you to find and speak with Merriman, I would be most grateful. He is a member of the Society of Sensation, so you may wish to ask for him at the Civic Festival. I'll return when I find him. Farewell. Cool. Okay, we're going to be going there kinda next anyway. Vivian, huh? This tall, elegant woman with her sharp features and regal demeanor is a striking example of aristocratic beauty. Her clothes appear to be spun of silver thread, and a small vial dangles from her necklace. She is perfumed with an exotic, erotic scent that seems to draw you towards her. Greetings. She looks you over, arching an eyebrow, with what you sense to be disdain. Greetings, my name is Vivian. Am I to presume I am being summoned? No, I just had some questions. She nods imperiously. Go on then. What are you doing here? Aside from my work as a student here, I am looking for something actually. You wouldn't happen to have smelled it, would you? Student? She nods, looking vaguely bored. That is correct. Mistress Grace tutors us in the art of language and conversation. The ability to affect another with one's words and to gain new insights into both them and ourselves. All the prostitutes here are such students. Yeah, but what about that smell you said? I have a particular scent that seems to have gone. Wondering. 'Tis somewhat difficult to keep in one place. I hope that someone did not take it by accident. Though you never know with the ladies around here. So, by any chance, have you smelled it somewhere? You smell quite nice right now, you know. She scowls for a moment, then smiles at you. Yes, and I thank you for your compliment, but I assure you this particular aroma is nothing to my personal scent. So how can it go wandering? She shakes her head. I had meant to infer that it had been taken. The ladies here are a bit jealous at times and have been known to take my various perfumes for themselves. This time, though, someone has absconded with my own personal scent. I worked on that scent, perfected it, and now, poof, 'tis gone. I need not bear such annoyances. Vivian stumps her feet. I want that scent back, and I want it now. How would you know if you found it? You would know it by smell, I assure you. 'Tis quite striking, especially to men. Okay, sure. I could help you. She seems dubious. Are you certain? I do not wish to impose. I am pleased to help such a lovely woman as yourself.
Updated my journal.
Anna mumbles something angrily. You catch the words like piking and it'll stick. Vivian smiles and nods. You are too kind. Very well. If you run across it, please let me know. I am somewhat anxious to get it back. A one-of-a-kind scent, really. All right, let me ask you about something else. Can you tell me about this place? 'Tis a school where the tutors us and the... Oh, yeah, we already know that. Society of Sensation... Okay, other questions? Ravel. I can't recall. Who is she? A night hag from Sigil's Pass, I think.
Updated my journal.
I hope she stays in the past then. Night hags are foul creatures, besmirching all femininity everywhere in the plains. You may wish to ask Yves. She knows all sorts of peculiar little tales. Okay, that's all I wish to know. Farewell. Man, we're getting questioned here. So what are modrons? This strange cubic creature seems to be much machine as it was organic. As you approach the thing, it silently stares at you with wide, unblinking eyes. Its face hasn't the slightest trace of emotion on it. Come on, Chief. We're in a building full of some of the sexiest chits this side of the multiverse, and you're stopping to talk to modrons? What can you tell me about them? Mort makes a noise of utter disgust. What's there to say? Annoying little clockwork pests. They're always working to impose law and order upon the multiverse. Not good, mind you, just law. Let's just forget about them and go chat up the ladies. My apologies, but I'm talking to the Modron. Fine, whatever, but don't say I didn't warn you. You probably won't get anywhere with them, though, Chief. They're an odd lot to talk to. Its voice has a metallic, reverberating quality to it, as if it were more a sound played out of some warped musical instrument than true speech. Your greeting is returned. There is a soft click as the creature blinks. An awkward silence hangs in the air between the two of you. Questions? Identify yourself to us. Amadane? The creature tilts slightly forward then back. whether the movement is meant to indicate a bow or nod. You are unsure. We would identify ourselves as moderns, quadrant type, wing variant to the subject. Okay, questions. What are you doing here? Our purpose here is observation. What are you observing? The establishment staff. Who are you observing? The staff. Yes, but who exactly? The object of our scrutiny is named Delora. Why are you watching her? We have not been informed as to the specific purpose or purposes which resulted in our being given our present task. The command of our superior Petrodrone is sufficient reason to perform said task. As such, the purpose or purposes are irrelevant. Other question. What can you tell me about this? A building located in the section of Sigil commonly known as the Clerk's Ward. We cannot give exact coordinates as the surface of Sigil changes at intervals we have not determined as of the present. The building itself is known as the brothel of slating intellectual lusts. It serves as what may be broadly defined as language school. The students of the school are primarily females who intend to, at some point we have not determined and which varies from student to student, become a factotum of the Society of Sensation. I had another question. I'm trying to find Vivian Scent. Do you know where it might be? We do not. If you are not currently in the process of doing so, we would suggest a methodical approach in questioning each of the inhabitants of this building. Okay. Do you know anything about Ravel? We know nothing of a being or object possessing such an appellation. All right, farewell then. Pretty sure all of them are going to talk like that. I'm just going to see. Yeah, it's about the same thing. Well, I guess I could start at the top. Those go somewhere down? Huh. Wow. Maybe I should go back up. Explore. Continue exploring on the sides here. So those are locked. I'm not gonna try stealing. I mean, I do have Anna, but I'm playing a lawful good character. Echo. I'm just curious. If I just look at that, nothing. Basically, I'm just looking on what's on the contents, right? I don't know. This striking young woman has skin the color of burnished copper. A translucent white dress held precariously by golden clasps is draped carefully over her shapely form. Greetings. The woman nods and smiles briefly. The scent of her hair, sweetly perfumed, fills your nostrils. I have some questions. Who are you? She curtsies but offers no response. Oh, so this one can't speak, huh? Can you speak? She shakes her head and smiles sadly at you. Oh, so we could give her the thing.
Updated my journal.
I love this chit already. Can you write then, or... Oh, okay. She pouts. May I ask why you can't communicate? Let me ask you something else. May I ask why you can't communicate? Okay. Can you tell me about this place? No? Do you know anything about Ravel? No? Oh, her eyes flash and she smiles. She nods at you. What? Well, you do know of
Updated
her.
my journal.
Okay. Vivian sent. All right. So we can get the thing that allows people to talk from that curiosity shop. Come back here. I mean, it's not locked, so I'm just gonna look. A handkerchief, huh? Not gonna steal. She's sulking. Juliet. This dark-haired young woman is staring listlessly off into space, sighing miserably and occasionally picking at the seams of her green velvet gown. It's difficult to discern whether she's just depressed or simply bored. Greetings. She gives you only the the briefest of glances before staring off into the distance once more. Greetings, yes. I am named Juliet. How may I... Oh, never thou mind. Leave me be, please. She gives an exasperated sigh. Wait, what's wrong? Oh, nothing at all. Only that I spend my days gazing into the face of mediocrity. Meteoricity? Yeah. Seeing if anything can erase its dreadful, tedious passage. Is your life so tedious? Alas, it is. She massages her temples. Dreadfully boring. Perhaps I can make it less boring for you, my lady. No. 'Tis kind of thee to offer, though. I'm already with the man, sir, and I do love him dearly. 'Tis just that I wish, she taps her finger against her chin, something more of our liaison. Is a relationship lacking, then? Oh, wait, there's a problem with the relationship? We'll go with that. Yes, there is a problem, she huffs, and that there are no problems to speak of. Our families took the news of our courtship splendidly. His siblings love my siblings, and our friends think our union to be blessed by the powers themselves. All fine and good, but things are going so smoothly. 'Tis not right to have such a trouble-free courtship. I don't know about that. Dost thou not? Hast thou ever had such a courtship? She glances briefly at you. It would seem that thy life is filled with a variety of problems, judging by the pallor of thy skin. I can't remember any courtships I've had. The remnants of the ones I've encountered suggest that I may have had some problems. Tis just that all my friends have such interesting relationships, ones fraught with turmoil, feuding families, daggers at one another's backs, poison, mad siblings, irate fathers with large swords. I have a lover whose family loves me and whom the world loves. A great source of annoyance. How I wish I could formulate some way to spice things up. Morty floats close to you, whispering, I feel sorry for her lover. He doesn't know how bad he has it. A chit like this is nothing but trouble. That doesn't sound wise, Juliet. Relish what you have. I wish to experience troubles, though. I wish to experience the up and downs of courtship, but with him, no other. Such a thing as love. It can still be dull as a club and is of no use to an aspiring sensate. Okay, so what did you have in mind to spice things up? I'm not sure. Some element of danger, jealousy, something intense. Ooh. I could pretend to be a jealous suitor if you want. She glances at you and then scoffs. Oh, I highly doubt the... Actually, that idea is not half as adult as I've had the first thought. That does certainly look dangerous enough. She looks you in the eye as if appraising a horse. Are they as rugged and tough as thy appearance would indicate? They don't make them tougher than me, I assure you. I'll just say, yes, I am. Thou shalt do this for me, then. Sure. Excellent. My love, Montague, Montague? Yeah, may be found within the Civic Fest Hall. I think okay.
Updated my journal.
We're gonna go act like a jealous lover. All right. All of these girls have something that we need to be doing for them. Man. I'm just curious what's in here. Benham's book. Can I read it? Was he looking for the book? We could grab it and maybe give it to him. I think it's worth picking up. Oh, it handles suddenly yank out of your grasp as the drawer slam the shelf shut. A disdainful hello? Hello indeed. The armor gives another So what have we here? A rogue after some ladies' freely undergarments, You talk? Do I? Why, yes I do. So who are you? I am Louise. And you are you? Thoughtless, uncouth fellow rummaging about in other people's things? Never mind that. What are you doing here? Well, sir, if you must know, I am being an armoire. But why are you being an armoire? I happen to have become an armoire because I want to be an armoire. Thank you very much. It's not to watch the ladies undressing, nor to have them place their soft, sweet-smelling undergarments in my drawers where they can rub against my skin. Such accusations are an insult to our practitioner of the magic arts. I am merely soaking in the experience of what it means to be an armoire. The sights, the smells, and sensations. So all the women know about this sin. Yes, they do, and they wholeheartedly approve of, well, not with their entire hearts exactly. And while they have not spoken of their approval in my presence, since they are not exactly aware that I am an armoire, I would not want them to know that I am anything but, and so have not been able to inquire upon the matter. I'll need something. No, I'm not gonna say I need something to keep quiet on this. I have some questions for you. So why are you being one in this brothel? Oh, yeah. Other questions. Can you return to your normal form at will? The armorer seems to think about it for a moment. I have no need to share such secrets with the likes of you. And besides, there is no cause to change back at the present moment, since I have not yet experienced the full sensations of being an armorer. It is a complex thing to hold and sort soft, frilly clothes, smelling of wondrous woman smells. The drawer slides open and close, the sound of mimicking a pleasant sigh. Okay, another question. Can you tell me about this place? I would have a man find out for himself rather than tell him the whole of it. After all, that's half the joy of the entire experience. I'll only tell you that which you likely know already. It's called the brothel of slating intellectual lust, and the prostitutes within specialize in the arts of language and communication. Okay, other question. What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? Yes, Echo. She can't have always been mute, you know. Otherwise, I am most certain she would have learned some other means of communicating in the meantime. It must be a recent occurrence. Vivian Scent? Oh, dear, yes, I had heard about that. Most unfortunate. Did you ever have the exquisite pleasure of breathing in that scent of hers? The armorer's drawer seemed to shudder with delight. Absolutely wondrous it was, but sadly, no. I know not where good Lady Vivian Scent might be found. Okay. Do you know anything about Ravel? Few folk dwelled in Sigil for any length of time don't. I must wonder, though, what is it about you wish to know? I need to find her. You're mad, you know. Quite mad. Utterly barmy, I believe is the common term for it. Ravel was banished from Sigil long ago, and if she's not dead, you'll wish you were, should you somehow succeed in finding her. She devoured all those who sought her out before, it is said, and will likely do the same disservice. Would leave well enough alone. That is it. What a surprisingly surprise find there. Oh. Well, you're new. This alarming, voluptuous woman has a thick mane of wavy, raven-colored hair, bluish skin, and shimmering crimson eyes like rubies which have fires lit behind them. Though she is not beautiful in the typical sense of the word, her features are exotic and not altogether unattractive. Greetings. The woman's voice is deep and sensuous, and my greetings to you, sir. Her burning eyes roam over you. I am Kinsai Saris, so tell me, what might I do for you, Anything, Morty cries. Do anything you want to me. Kinsei laughs heartily, revealing canines long enough to be considered fangs. She shakes her head and smiles at Morty. Truly, though, please, what can I do for you? Well, what do you usually do for patrons? Talk, of course, usually about dreams, often those erotic in nature, but not always. She winks at you, smiling. So, would you like to tell me yours? Don't be shy, I've heard everything you know. Nothing will shock or surprise me, and I so love to hear people's dreams. We can trade if you'd like to, but you must go first. I don't have dreams, actually. She arches her eyebrow in surprise. Truly? How sad. Even fiends and divas dream, you know. Are you certain you don't? Quite certain. Too peculiar. I'm at a loss as what to say. She blinks her crimson eyes at you, awaiting your question. What are you? What? Can't you tell? She draws herself up, thrusting her ample bosom towards you. A woman! She raises an eyebrow. I can see my answer doesn't please you. I'm plain touched, actually, like your friend here. That's all you need to know. Okay, other question. What are you doing here? Entertaining your questions, it seems. She winks at you. Really, though, I'm a student at Mistress Grace's. All the prostitutes in the brothel are. Other question? Can you tell me about this place? It's actually a school for women who are thinking of becoming sensates. Mistress Grace teaches us the ways of the language so that we can better identify with ourselves and those around us. It lets us experience the planes more fully, you know. Okay, other questions? What about the silent prostitute?
Updated my journal.
Ooh, that's another update there. That's Echo. She's been very sweet but so quiet. I understand that she said something once, which caused some great tragedy, and because of that, she'll never speak again. An interesting enough story, but I don't know if it's true. Try asking Delora. I've seen her talking to an ex-lover of Echo, back from a time when Echo was speaking. Ooh, one of those. What about Vivian's scent?
Updated my journal.
No, I don't know where it's at. Most of the women will say she's prissy, but she's always been nice enough to me. Complimenting me on my eyes, and she smells so good. I hope she finds her own scent again soon. Try asking Ninny about it. She's everywhere at once and might have seen something. We could say you do have very lovely eyes, you know. I think that's gonna make Anna mad. I had another question. Do you know Radville? Are you sure? Oh, she says no, nothing. You seem upset. Of course I'm sure. Don't ask me ever again. Okay. Alright, we're gonna end it at that. Oh, I don't think I went in there. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yves, the tail chaser. This fetching young woman has a faraway look in her soft sea green eyes. Greetings. I am Yves, the tail chaser. What a coincidence. I, too, chase tails. She continues unperturbed. Have you come to trade tails? I like to trade tails. I would like that very much, yes. Tell her a story. Let's tell her the story of Weakwind's curse. She seems to devour your every word. As you finish, she smiles at you. I shall remember this tale, and now I have one for you. The Gilded Tale. Go on. Upon the plain of Yezgard in the Gilded Hall, where those sensates that seek the pleasure of the gullet and loin can be found, they indulge these passions in earnest, never realizing that the doors of the hall never open and there's no clear path back to the civic fest hall. They are the unwanted sensates, the ones that do not truly believe in the faction, but instead seek only pleasure for pleasure's sake, are prisoners who do not realize that they are such truly prisoners. But I have another tale to share with you. Oh, we can share many. Tell her the story of waking up in the mortuary. Here's the chapters of dust. There are chapters in the Dead Book, the massive tome which the Dustmen keep, that records the passing of all that lives into the internal boundary. In this book, there are chapters that are not but dust, and it is believed that the names therein are lost souls who cannot die, but must suffer life eternally until history itself dies and grants them release. All right, here's another one. How about the Alley of Lingering Sighs? As you finish, she smiles at you. I shall remember this, and now I have one for you. Before I begin, I must ask, do you know what a modron is? Yes. Then I shall tell you the tale of the clock and the quadron. Go on. Once upon a time, there existed a modron. It was newly created, its logic fresh and untested, and it had come to Sigil, following the commands of its modron superiors. It knew nothing but commands and dictates of obedience and passing along the orders of its superiors. For you see, modrons are only aware of the commands of their immediate superiors. They have no grasp of a higher authority until this one. One day it came upon a small shop within which there was a small clock that could no longer tell time. It was cracked along the edges, the wheels of its hands broken. The modron immediately set itself to work at getting the parts to fix the broken clock. Go on. It made a new wooden housing for the clock parts, replaced the bent springs, carefully filed and oiled the clockwork machinery, and carved new hands from the sparse metal available to it. The newly repaired clock's precise ticking reminded it of the great gears of Mechanus, and it comforted it as much as anything may comfort a modron. And what that modron never came to understand was that it truly loved this clock that it had worked on, and for reasons it could not explain, elected to remain in Sigil and be with the clock for the rest of the years. All right, here's another one. The angles, dangerous angles. I shall remember this one. And now, the lady's suitor. The tale concerns a suitor, the Lady of Pain, one of the many over the years. He was a young man who was obsessed with the mistress of Sigil. He saw her everywhere, in every corner of her city. He would hear the rustling of her robes, the scrape of her blades, and grew infatuated beyond all reason. He hoped that if he worshipped her, that he would at last be able to see her, and so worship her he did. He was found dead on the blood-soaked steps of his own home, grievous stab wounds covering the whole of his body, but his eyes were open wide, and upon his lips was a triumphant smile. Alright, here's the one of Farid. Alright. Once came a man who had experienced the most beautiful thing in the multiverse. It was his intention to place the experience within one of the Civic Festival's sensory stones, a magical devices which held feelings and memories for an eternity, leaving them for others to partake. But he thought about it, wouldn't its being shared dilute the experience? So he held it to himself, precious thing that it was, and aged with the memory. But as he aged, the memory became tarnished and beaten, and he could no longer recall the glory of the experience. How about Ignis? The execution. Once a murderer named roamed Sigil Streets, a black-hearted man by the name of Cossacks. He had been blessed by his abyssal mother so that no one could strike him with the intent to harm, or they themselves would die. He revealed in his blessing, using it to start fights and murder anyone who crossed his path. He reveled. So during one of his murderous rages, he was captured by the Harmonium with nets and brought before the governors. The trial was short, final, yet Cossacks laughed at the proceedings, knowing that no one among them could harm him without dying horribly. At the final day of his trial, he was proclaimed guilty and sentenced to death. His sentence proclaimed by the governors was this: confinement for thrice 30 days, during which time you shall give up your life, be declared dead, and your body removed when all signs of life cease. He laughed and dared any of them to try and harm him, yet the court was silent. The mercy killers led Cossacks to their prison and locked him in a dark, empty cell. There was no cot, no lights, and the only door was a steel grate in the ceiling. As they lowered him into the cell, the mercy killer told him, "In the corner of your cell you will find a chalice. It holds poison. Your death will be swift." "Aren't you going to execute me?" he snarled at the guard. "No one in Sigil shall lay a hand on you with intent to harm," came the mercy killer's reply. "Then I spit on your cowardice," he laughed, feeling for the chalice in the darkness and hurling it at the wall, shattering it. Its poison dripped from the walls and dried until it was no more. "Come then, you will have to try and kill me now." But there was no response from the grate in the ceiling. It was then that he noticed the cell had no cot, no lights, no food, and water. All that remained was the shattered chalice, the poison gone, and for the first time he knew the icy touch of death's approach. In twice 30 days the grate opened, and his body, now cold, was taken from the cell. It had given up its life, and the execution had been carried out. Oh, wow. Ask if any of the companions have a story to tell. Let's ask Dakan. Or no, let's ask Anna. I'm no good at telling such things, I'm not. Don't be asking me for such nonsense now. Please share your story, Anna. Come on already, Fiendling. You already have one tale you won't part with. Oh, she looks uncomfortable. Well, I know one story. She suddenly becomes angry, glaring at Yves. But you might not like it, you won't, so don't be blaming me for your choking it out of me. Go ahead, Anna. She scowls and finally relents with an exasperated sigh. I heard a story when I was a wee lass. This Burke's walking home real late near Anna Peak and passes an old toothless crone in dark and otherwise empty street. "Where you going?" she asked him. Go on. "Home to me wife and Kip," he says, "near the Slags." Sure enough. Okay. So she asks him a favor, to take a box she's got to a debtor's pit and give it to a woman there. Now this Burke's a real sap, too nice to say no, despite the fact that he's sure that something's not quite right about this old crone, and agrees. But what's with the woman's name? Where does she live? Where should I look for her if she's not by the debtor's pit? The woman hands him the box, a wooden thing wrapped in colored cloth, and tells him just to go and she'll be there. Finally, she warns him, and whatever you do, do not open the box. So he takes it home with him and hides it in the rafters, thinking he'll bring it to the debtor's pit when it lights out. His wife, though, seeing him hiding the box, gets right jealous, thinking 'tis a gift for a lover or something, and opens it up as soon as he's not looking. Well, turns out the box was full of gouged out eyes of severed male members with the hair still on them. Ooh, okay. Gouged out eyes and severed male members with the hair still on them. Her scream brought the Burke running. He remembered what the crone said, got right scared, and wrapped up the box back up. He went out straight away to Debtor's Pit, and sure enough, there was another hag waiting there for him. He hands her the box, and she says to him, this box has been opened and looked into. The poor Burke tries to deny it, but she gets this dreadful look in her face. You've done something horrible. That done, he hurries back to his kip. He's feeling ill when he gets back and takes to bed. His wife bitterly regretted opening the box and all, but it was too late. The next day, he died of a rotting disease, and the first things to go was his eyes and stem. Ooh, her tale complete. The Parched Land. Once a large village was struck by a terrible drought. A farmer journeyed to the worshipping stone and again implored it to the cause of the drought. He asked the stone why it did nothing when the fields were parched and dying, while the animals and the people suffered, while the stone did not a thing. Have we not given enough offerings? The farmer asked, begging almost upon his hands and knees, but the stone did not respond. It merely sat and cast its shadow. All right, let's have Mort. Do I have a story to tell? Just tell a story, Mort. Fine. An elderly man was sitting alone on the dark path, right? He wasn't certain on which direction to go, and he'd forgotten both where he was traveling to and who he was. He sat down for a moment to rest his weary legs and suddenly looked up to see an elderly woman before him. She grinned toothlessly with a cackle. Now your third wish, what will it be? Oh, wait a minute. Third wish, the man was baffled. How can it be a third wish if I haven't had a first and second? Go on, Mort. You've had 2 wishes already, the hag said, but your second wish was for me to return everything to the way it was before you made your first wish. That's why you remember nothing, because everything is the way it was before you made any wishes. She cackled at the poor Burke. So it is that you have 1 wish left. Oh. All right, I don't believe this, but there's no harm in wishing. I wish to know who I am. Funny, said the old woman as she granted his wish and disappeared forever. That was your first wish. Oh, wow. I wonder if that's me. The Fiend's Game. A fiend sometimes wandered in the wilderness of a certain prime world in the guise of a friendly old man. One day he came upon some hunters in the wood. What are you doing? The fiend asked. The hunters told him, and the fiend nodded. I've never been on a hunt before. The hunters invited the old man to come along, and the group eventually came upon a glade where several deer were grazing. The hunters carried crossbows but did not fire, and the fiend asked them why. They are unarmed, the hunters chuckled, patting their crossbows. We hunt nothing that does not have the ability to defend itself, after all. Where's the sport in that? The fiend nodded at this and promptly gated in 3 of his fellows. The hunters led them on a merry chase, but eventually they were caught and eaten. Let's have Takan. I shall impart the tale of a collie drowning. It tells the story of foolish Gazari of myth who had become lost in the chaos of limbo. Normally, a single Gazari may use their focus and mental discipline to form the chaos around them into a small, habitable environment. Akali, however, asked so many useless and unfocused questions in her quest to return home that her isle of matter dissolved around her and she drowned. Another version of your tale that I have heard. Ooh, a little surprise. Go on. Yves goes on to tell a different version of Dakon's tale, in which Akali was driven from the Gazari city of Shiraklar for her constant useless prattling. One day, she encountered a Slotty on his way to the spawning stone. She hastily erected a wall of chaos matter, which even the ravenous Slotty found difficult to break down. Hungrily, it waited and spoke to her through the wall. She asked it questions, and as she became more absorbed in her pointless queries as the Slotty's answers, her own wall decayed and collapsed upon her, and thus she drowned in the matter of limbo. I don't think we have any more. Let's ask questions now. Why are you called the Tail Chaser? Once upon a time, a girl came to an oracle who was rumored to know many things and asked of a boon. Her life was in need of directions, so she asked the oracle as to what to give her purpose. Now, this oracle was not evil, but it was vague and tended towards drink, which caused it to be obscure in many matters of judgment and focus. Its only answer to the girl's question was that within one story that she would hear in her lifetime was the truth that she sought. The girl went off and collected stories, which she chases to this day, not knowing which of the thousands hold the truth. Such is the danger of a foolish question and the wisdom of an unspoken one. Other question. What are you doing here? Trade tales, okay. Can you tell me about this place? This is part of Mrs. Grace's story, which is not mine to tell. She has said that when she nears the end of her years, she shall tell me, and only if I pledge never to share it with another. She hopes that she will never need to tell me her tale, for she hopes I will find my own story before that time and leave this place. I think she fears my life will be squandered in searching for this tale and not act upon what I already know. But it cannot be helped. Your own story? Oh yeah, we've heard of this. Another question. You look familiar. Is your mother named Yavanna? Yes, but she and I no longer speak, just as I shall speak no more of her. Okay. Can you tell me about the stories you've already No. What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? Echo. She frowns, thinking, I've once heard a tale of a girl who knew the word that, if spoken, would undo the multiverse. Perhaps this is Esco, asked Delora, though. I understand that she sometimes meets with the one who knew Echo before she stopped speaking. Vivian Sint, do you know where it might be? Speak with Ninny. She is forever pacing about, observing everything intently. What about Ravel? The tale of Ravel Puzzlewell, frightener of children, begins and ends with the question, what can change the nature of a man? Many were the times she posed this riddle to those who approached her, those who sought to glean from her the strange magics that she alone seemed to possess. All attempted to answer her query, but to no avail, and they found the price of the wrong answer to be some horrible fate, always more terrible than the last victim's. To recount their various torments would be to speak of things that nightmares are woven from. Their tale strikes me in this way. Ravel herself knew not the answer to this question, but she lusted for such an answer. Only the why of the matter remained in question. Why did the nature of a man matter to one of the Grey Sisters, especially to one such power as Ravel? It is said that she put the question to the Lady of Pain, not directly, but shouted it to Sigil itself, daring for the lady to answer. When no reply was forthcoming, she wove terrible magics that threatened to open the cage and let the fury of the plains roll in like a wave. She received no answer other than banishment. To this day, no one knows the answer to Ravel's question, and now there is no one to petition, for Ravel herself is gone, lost to the plains.
Updated my journal.
I had another question. Wait, there is more. Though my tale ends with Ravel's demise, there are some that claim the hag still lives. There is a silent prostitute here who once talked of such things, but she speaks no longer. If she would speak to you, she might tell you more of Ravel. Ooh. So that's Echo. Yeah, alright. Alright.
Done.
Man, this is packed full of stuff. Kimexi? Addertongue? The wild-looking tiefling girl meets your gaze with an angry scowl. Her tattooed body is particularly naked, covered by only a narrow leather thong, a black coif, brassiere, and armored shoulder pads that appear to serve more as decoration rather than actual protection. Her spiked hair, as well as a thin fur coat that covers her goat-like legs, is brassy white, and numerous silver rings dangle from her ears, nostrils, lips, and brow. She wears a leather collar around her throat with the inscription Kimisi Addertongue. Kimisi. She bares her teeth at you. And just what are you looking at, you banged up sod? My friend thought you were attractive, but whoa, was he ever horribly mistaken? She sneers at Morty, then looks below him, where a body would normally be. Sharp tongue for a stemless deader. Let them keep at it? I think they both, yeah. Like I'd let mine anywhere near if I had one. What, did you hear the word brothel and you think you can make some jink here, you flea-bitten gutter whore? Can't believe they even let you in the door with what, all those ticks hopping off your slaggy legs. Let them keep at it. Ticks, the only annoying insect around here is you. She suddenly turns to you. Hey, you here to talk to me or what? I had some questions. And what makes you think I care? Why don't you lick my backside? My tongue's not wide enough and I don't like hair in my mouth. Well, you seem to like the taste of offal in your mouth, you dung-breathed cretin. Only because it's kissing you, you mangy stickpot. Kiss me? She makes a retching sound. I'd rather kiss a bloody mass of phlegm than lay my lips on you. No thanks. Don't thank me. Thank the power of someone actually wants to kiss you. She looks at a loss for something to say. For an instant, a smile threatens to crack the grimacing mask of her face. Then she becomes more of a basilisk than ever. All right, what do you want of me? Questions answered. She looks annoyed. Fine, whatever. Ask. All right, so who are you? My name, uninterested. I can guess yours, though. Scarbunch, get out of here before I put a fire under your arse. Okay. Okay, I have another question. What are you doing here? Not you, that's for certain. I'm contemplating the best way to tell you to pike off. Say, can you teach Mort here to be more abusive? Oh. Now that's an unusual request. I don't know, it seems pretty foul-mouthed already. He seems pretty foul-mouthed. Kimisai, blooder dung, you scruffy goat-gammered harlot. You wish you had legs like mine, you pitiful wretch of a bone box. I can walk, run, dance. What do you do? Bob around wishing you had a pair. Goats or otherwise, the two of them lay into one another, exchanging barbed, blistering insults and clashing with razor-edged tongues. Wait for it to end. At last, the two stop their bickering and eerie silence settles over them as they eye one another hatefully. Finally, the Tiefin makes a grudging admission to Mort. You're not bad, really. Not bad at all. Better than you, perhaps? He waggles his eyebrows at her. Eh? Don't push it, Skull.
New taunts, all right.
I won't, Tiefling. I will admit I might have learned a thing or two, though. Good thinking, Chief. Sure thing, Mort. More questions. What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? What? That echo chit? Don't know anything about her? Don't talk to the girl? I mean, why? Not like she can talk back. That's frigid Delora about her. I think I saw her playing Go with an old crush of Echoes. Okay. What about Vivian Scent? Try a Have Gutter, or perhaps that's just a similar aroma. To be serious, though, Marissa stole it. I haven't met her yet. Are you sure of this? No, but I'm hoping you'll go stomping in her room and upset her enough to do something awful to you. Oh, okay. Do you know anything about Ravel? What would I know about her? I look like a scholar or something to you? Go ask someone more learned or Yves, or she'll probably have at least one story about her in the pile of tales she carries about in her bone box. Oh, and squat on a halberd while you're at it. Farewell, then. All right, so she's an insulting and intellectual. I see. Might find her perfume in one of the locked things. I didn't even think about that. Tempting, but I'm not going to do that. Not in here. Marissa. Squinting at the figure behind the partition, you barely make out a shapely female from in the darkness. She turns to you, but you can see nothing of her face. Greetings. The figure answers in a voice that is slow and deadly, like a steel dagger drawn across stone. Yes, come to speak with Marissa, have you? Quite rude of you to enter a darkened room, storming behind my petition like so, rude and foolhardy. You can hear a faint whispering sound like a slight breeze or the hissing of serpents. Morty says, "Whoa, creepy chit. I wasn't sure if someone was here. My apologies." The women give a slight but it would seem there is someone in this room, wouldn't it? Shall you be on your way then? Not just yet. I had some questions. Pardon me. Why do you remain behind the screen? Is it your wish that I step away from this partition into some patch of light and speak to you face to face? She laughs and there's a sound of scales sliding on scales. Nay, I think not. The darkness suits me, and doubtless suits you as well. So why is it so dark in here? To prevent any unwanted and embarrassing casualties. Now, what is it that you want? Oh, is she like a Medusa? Oh, I want you to come into the light. Nay, and the addition of please will not serve to persuade me. Now, what do you want? Surely you did not come here all the way to see you. I do want to see what you look like. You have no such want. Okay. What are you doing here? Sitting here with my thoughts, listening to your voice, to you voice yours. The silence of both of them, literal then figurative, is deafening. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Oh, I think not. You would find them most unflattering at this moment. What is it that you want? Okay, why do you have such a terrible disposition? You hear a faint hissing sound because something of mine is missing and something unwanted has arrived on my doorstep in its place. Okay, so what's gone missing?
Updated my journal.
My veil, my crimson veil. Have you seen it perchance? What's it for? Is it just a normal veil? No, not quite. It aids me in communication, face-to-face communication, that is. Oh, so why do you need to hide your face? Enough with these asinine questions. How tirelessly annoying you are. Now, what do you want? More questions? What can you tell me about, this place? I'm not in the mood. Other question? The silent prostitute? Delora. Okay. What about Vivian Scent? No clue. And Ravel. Do you know anything about her? No, do you? You're hearing a noise sighed from out of the darkness. Go ask Yves. Okay. Alright. Was that it? All the questions? Never mind, actually. Farewell. Okay. Wow. A lot of quests here for all of these people.
I'm gone.
Okay. So we got to go downstairs. Might as well.
I'm gone.
What the heck is that? All right, we'll start with this one. Oh, I just saw that. The art in this game is really amazing. This grayish-white stone, held in a mesh of engraved silver bands, pulses with light. Something was once inscribed, but the writing has been scoured away.
Updated my journal.
Don't know what we updated our journal with. This translucent indigo stone, held in a mesh of engraved silver, pulses with deep blue light. Inscribed is the word Juliet. This one is inscribed Ninny. Echo. So then there was a name scratched out on the other one. This is Vivian. Marissa. Kesai. Delora. Okay, the Adder Tongue one. And Yves. So this one... scoured away. Vivian, huh? Oh. Did I not go in here? Oh, the room is lit up, so I must have. Echo is out of her room. Ninny! I did not talk to Ninny. Pretty sure I did not. Hi! Can you stop moving? This petite, attractive young woman is smiling blissfully and humming to herself. Her wide, pale blue eyes seem to constantly drink in her surroundings as she looks about. Greetings. The smiling young woman curtsies gracefully and looks up to you, smiling. Well met, good sir. I'm Ninny, and how are you this fine... She suddenly notices your scars and places a gloved hand over her mouth. Oh my, you're hurt. She blinks all over. Morty spins around you, mocking the girl's obviousness. Powers above, Chief. She's right. I never noticed before. You're covered in scars. They're old scars. I'm fine. She nods, lowering her hand. I had some questions. Huh? She can't seem to tear her eyes from your scars. Oh, how shameful of me. Don't mind my rude staring. I am named Ninny. And she makes a little curtsy. And it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our brothel for the slating of intellectual lusts. She returns to staring at your body. You have tattoos under those scars, too. What's that one? She points. That one's... looks fascinating. Look at the way the lines of ink. I think that's ink. She squints and then reaches out to touch it. Allow her. I think that's ink. She traces a finger around the edge of the tattoo. Is it ink? And what a pattern. Look at the way the lines intersect here. She touches the center of the tattoo. That's simply amazing. She purses her lips and frowns in disappointment. I can make it out better if there weren't so many scars. They're permanent, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Pox on me for even mentioning them. But I have to know, are you absolutely sure you're all right? I'm looking at you, and I can't help but believe you're not in some pain. I have amnesia, but that is all. Oh, loss of memory? You are so lucky. Everything must be so new to you. Huh. That's an angle I hadn't considered, actually. She claps her hands lightly. I'm so pleased I could open your mind to that idea. I've heard that's what being a sensate is all about. Bringing new experiences to others. Okay, other questions. What are you doing here? I'm talking to you, silly. She giggles and pokes you in the belly, just like I talk to all the patrons here. All the prostitutes do. That's what the brothel's about. Learning new ways to talk and share experiences. Okay, other questions. What can you tell me about this place? Sure, I can. The brothel is a school that was started by Mistress Fall from Grace. The prostitutes here, like me, are taught the ins and outs of talking to people, all to help us learn more about ourselves and others. I love it here. It's a non-stop wave of experiences crashing into me, filling my head with fresh new ideas. I guess it's a good thing there is something in there. Mort. What can you tell me about the silent prostitute? Oh, Echo, yeah, she's a mysterious one, isn't she? Do you know that she never speaks? Truly. She leans in and lowers her voice. I think she was emotionally wounded so badly that she may never speak again. I bet Delora knows. Okay. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. What? Oh, I just can't. I can't say anything bad about anyone. I'm just no good at it. It's not bad to point out a thief, Ninny. Oh, but I don't know if she's a thief. She bites her lip and looks at you with pleading eyes as she just wishes you'd leave the topic alone. Look, why don't you try and say something not nice about her? Oh, all right. She frowns deeply, almost exaggeratedly. You resist the temptation to laugh. Oh, I dislike her very, very much. She pauses for a moment, then looks at you at the corner of her eyes, if gauging your reaction. Was that convincing? No, not really. I knew I wouldn't be good at this. She looked at you depressed. Do you know how hard it is to say bad things about someone? It feels so wrong. Why don't you practice on me, Ninny? I suppose I could try. You big, mean, nasty brute. She puts her hands on her hips. Meanie! How was that? Put more accent on brute. You big, nasty brute. Better. Now hit me. She clamps her hands over her mouth, looking shocked. Oh, I couldn't. I mustn't. How does one hit somebody anyway? Go ahead, do it lightly if you have to. Remember, I'm a mean, nasty brute. I deserve it. She slaps you. You barely feel it. She still looks shocked and frightened she hurt you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that hurt? Tell me you're okay. Don't break character, Ninny. Come on, show me what you got. You can say something bad. Just let it all out. Oh. She draws her tiny frame to its full height, balls her hands into fists, puts them on her hips, and scrunches up her face into a cute scowl. Oh, damn be you deserve that for all the indignities you put me through. Going out late at night, her eyes roam up and down your body, getting into fights and getting all scarred up. What are the kids gonna think? Excellent. Oh, don't you excellent me like I'm some backlicker looking for your approval. I am my own woman, and this woman is about to walk out of your life unless I get some solid commitment. Okay, calm down. Time to let go of the anger. Whew, that was easier than I thought. No kidding. Oh wow, that's a lot of experience. And I'm sure I'll do better next time. I'm so excited to have learned something new. Thank you. Alright, question. So, the scent.
Updated my journal.
Maybe I saw that mean Marissa sneaking out of Vivian's room one night. Now, I'm not saying she took it, but I know she's not a very nice person, and she sure sounds suspicious. I'd go ask her about it. Another question. What about the veil? Do you know where I might be?
Updated my journal.
I bet I do. I saw that nasty Addertongue sneaking out of Marissa's room one night. Alright. What about Ravel? Now that's a great name, though. I bet she's a really interesting person. Hey, you should ask Eves. Okay.
You know, I've learned some new tricks.
Nice. Gotta level up. So let's get that level up going. Ooh, it's the fighter part. Okay. Accept. Nice. Questions? Yeah, what about the chambers? Is that connected with her missing veil somehow? Oh, she goes into a rage. Who told you that? Oh, she suddenly falls silent, glaring at you through narrowed eyes. If I was there, Burke, I didn't take her filthy veil. Search my room if you'd like. I catch you sniffing at my britches, though. I'll see it till you're never allowed in here again. Why would anyone ever sniff at your britches?
Updated my journal.
Beats me. Someone's nicked more than a few pair of them, though. My favorite leather brassiere or two with the iron studs. Okay. Do you know who or where the 10th student is? Yeah, she's hiding under my bed. Go ahead. Get down on all fours and check. I shan't kick you, really. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. As you look beneath, nothing's there, of course. You become aware standing behind you. I couldn't. It's just too easy. Get up, you poor, stupid debtor. There is no 10th student. Okay. Alright, we're gonna search her room. Huh. She did say we could search it, so does that mean we can pick it? He's got a black eye. Greetings, sir. Questions? How'd you get the black eye? Oh, this is a long story, one you would not be interested in. Oh, you've got to tell us now. Yeah, sure. Very well, but I shan't be made to divulge the details. Despite my earlier remark, I might sum it up in 2 words. Oh, her. Oh, yes, I know her. Wonderful, is she not? He suddenly snapped, so attention. But wait, do not take my utterance for affection. Good sir, I am engaged to be wed, after all, to a woman I well and truly love, but she's so different to speak with, he smiles. Different. Yes, another question. What are you doing here? I'm enjoying the pleasures. The pleasures? Okay. The converse with lovely students. Another question. What can you tell me about this place? Okay, alright. Most of it we've already heard. Hasn't talked to Echo. Vivian sent. She smelled quite nice. In fact, I'm unsure if I've ever actually been around someone with more enticing fragrance. Actually, it's her personal scent that's been lost. I hope she gets it back. Okay. What about a veil? Do you know anything about that? Marissa frightens me somewhat. I fear that something terrible awaits within her chambers, and that she is merely humoring me until she tears me apart. I will be glad when she has her veil and will meet patrons outside of her darkened room once more. What about Ravel? No. What about the 10th? Nope. Okay, and another question. Alright. Show more. Never mind. Okay. Alright, I did quick save. I'm curious. Use thieving skills.
Might as well.
Gold earring. Nope, we're not gonna steal that. Oh, there's one right behind the door.
Aye, what? Might as well.
Silver ring. All right. So there is nothing in here.
All right.
Should I talk to this person? Questions? I don't think they're gonna know anything. Yeah, I didn't think they would. All right, let's go talk to Marissa. And more pointless questions. Anything connected with that?
Updated my journal.
She says nothing, though an angry hissing issue comes from the darkness. Yes, I've been known to creep into the chamber for some of her perfumes, so I doubt you'll meet another here who hasn't. If you're implying that I've got her personal scent, well, feel free to sniff around. You'll not find it on me or in my chambers, I assure you. Perhaps whoever took the scent as well. Okay. Oh, actually, what about the 10th student? Alright. Alright, we're gonna do a quick save.
What did we want to know?
Nope, we've already looked at everything in here, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah, I remember all that now. Okay.
All right.
Gotta go talk to Delora about Echo. Could talk about Vivian here. If I can, what about the veil? Hmm. Nine prostitutes? No 10th, okay. Ninny. Oh, I've met you before. Have you seen anything odd?
Updated my journal.
Ooh. Oh, that's right. You know, once I saw a man sneaking out of his room while she was talking to a patron. I watched the front doors all day, but he never ever left. Isn't that odd? I don't think he could ever have made it out of a window. And so I never figured out where he went. Oh, what about the armoire? Other questions? You. Questions? Vivian sent. The
Updated
veil.
my journal. She hasn't seen it last time it was out, but Ninny might have seen something. Well, we did. The chemistry is the worst of the two, though. How so? Marissa's how do you mean, but chemistry is... She's bitter, spiteful monster of a woman with the venomous tongue and the demeanor of a Balor. I can't see why anyone would like to speak with her. I sincerely doubt her appearance makes up for the flaying, poisonous mouth of hers, but she receives patrons nonetheless. What about the 10th? There's always 9, huh? Okay, we'll talk to that here in a second. Let's go find... Oh, there's Delora. Did you find him? Oh, not yet. Oh, that's right. I gotta go do that first. Okay. This is Lewis. Ask some questions, or Louise. I think that was you, yeah. You think? How could you be so alarmingly rude, so ludicrously presumptuous as to spout forth such an accusation without being absolutely certain of your charges? How dare you, impertinent, brassy cur! Why, I oughta... As Louise rails and curses as drawers open and close, you notice a small bundle of crimson cloth tucked alongside some clothes. The repeated opening of drawers make it difficult to grab, however. Make a
wait for an opportunity to grab it. You stand poised at the edge. It keeps gabbing on and on, but it never stays open long enough. Try and snap your hand in while the drawer is open. The most you could accomplish would be getting your fingers crushed. Give me that crimson cloth. Ooh. Shan't, won't, never. Okay, I'm gonna pull it open. Go away, you barbarian! Give it to me! You hear it puffing and wheezing. Begging wine. Oh, please stop that rubbish. Begging wine some more. You're making me quite drowsy. Keep on begging and whining. He yawns, exposing the crimson cloth where it rests snugly beside some undergarments. You dart your hand in and seize it before the drawer can close itself, tucking it away. You notice that it is perfumed with a light, exotic, and most pleasant fragrance. Damn it, you rogue, blackguard scoundrel, you give that back this instant. That's not yours. This is an exceedingly personal garment that belongs to a lady of this establishment, and they would not appreciate you fondling their private things. Oh, but it's alright for you, you wooden pervert? I'm not doing anything so criminal, malicious as you are. I'm merely soaking in sensations necessary to my growth as an individual. Yeah. Alright. Here's the red veil.
Updated my journal.
Holy crap, that's a ton of experience. Oh, how simply wonderful. She shakes out her crimson hair, and in moments you are surrounded by the most intensely exotic and arousing scent you have ever had the pleasure of smelling. That smells great. It does it not? And you have done a favor for me. Stand close to me, scarred one. Alright. You step closer, she takes your hand and turning it over, takes a single cautious sniff of your wrist. Phew! Vinegar or embalming fluid. Here, I will remove the smell from you. Ooh. She mutters a few strange syllables and a light tingling sensation spreads over your skin. In moments, your chemical reek lessens substantially. There, how is that? People should be less eager to avoid conversation with you now. Thanks, Vivian. Farewell. Ooh, buddy. Charisma +1 permanently. Okay, that's one down. Do we think he's got other things? Other questions? So long. Okay, yeah. Juliet, was there anything? Not yet, sorry. Questions? I feel like I already talked to him, but I just had to make sure. I think, yeah, I've already asked you. I brought your crimson veil. Of course, here you are.
Updated my journal.
Ooh. Man, we are getting a crap ton of experience. You feel her take it from your hands. Ah, yes, much better. 2 shining points of red light appear before you as she opens her eyes. So that's what you look like. Perhaps I would have been better off with my own eyes shut. Watch that forked tongue of yours, Marissa. Do not even get me started. Have a question. What about the 9 prostitutes? Huh, okay. That's all I wish to know.
I feel stronger.
I feel stronger. Well, that's kind of good. We're definitely going to level up on that. Since we're 1 away, I think we go for the 18 here. That'll help us out. Questions? Never mind. Questions. What about the prostitute? Okay. Okay. Where's Ninny? Where is Ninny? Oh, does she go in here now? Yeah. Questions? Alright, never mind. Farewell. So I guess we gotta do the thing for Delora now. Alright, 4 hours tonight. Not bad. I'm starting to feel tired. That's a shame. So, it's 1:41 in the morning. Game time.
Goldward, also known as Wanker City.
All right.
Done.
I'm gonna go explore over here. This map over stuff we haven't looked at. Guess that's it. So here tomorrow, I will do the Civic Festival.